Hey there, Friar Family. I'm Jamilee Lacy, and I'm the Director and Chief Curator of Providence College Galleries. Today, for this Friar Ties special online event, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the galleries and give you a sneak peek of some upcoming projects. Providence College Galleries, sometimes called PC Galleries, sometimes called PCG, have been on campus since the 1970s, but they weren't actually formalized until 2015. So you may have been to the Hunt Kavanaugh Gallery or to the Riley Gallery in the Smith Center, but you may not have realized that you were visiting a contemporary art gallery. And that's what we are. We're contemporary art galleries. We show only contemporary art by living and working artists of today. And interestingly, we are the only visual art institution in the state of Rhode Island that shows contemporary art. That's very rare, and we're really proud to fill that niche here. So today, I'd like to share with you some of the things that we're doing that we find the most exciting and the most important to our student body and to the city of Providence, and that is exhibitions. We also host a lot of artist residencies. Artist residencies are when an artist comes and lives and works within a specific community, like the Providence College campus. We've hosted artists from all over the world. In fact, from all 7 continents. We choose artists who are at the cutting edge of their studio practice. That way, our students and our surrounding community get to interact with artists outside of an exhibition. They get to see the work in progress. It also allows us to help an artist build the scholarship around their work. So faculty from Providence College and other universities in the city of Providence or the state of Rhode Island can meet with an artist and think about writing about their work or incorporating it into their classwork. It's a really fun way to make sure that everyone gets a chance to work with an artist and see how artists make and create. Another interesting thing we do at Providence College Galleries are murals. Every year, we invite an artist into our Riley Gallery to apply their work directly to the walls. The result is an immersive, large-scale artwork that people can come in and get really close to. Since 2015, we've hosted nearly a dozen artists who have produced site-specific, large-scale, immersive murals in our galleries. We care deeply about murals, which brings me to the HomeCourt project. Instead of telling you about it, I'm going to show you in this wonderful video created by one of our alumni.
My name is Andrea Burgart. I'm an artist based in New York. I've been living and working here for 10 years, and I grew up outside of Boston, Massachusetts. Providence College Galleries saw my work and thought it would be a great fit. So I think this project fits me really well because I grew up making art and also playing sports, and I identified as an artist and an athlete, and I love basketball. It's exciting for me to bring my artwork to a basketball court and sort of combine my art and basketball into a visceral experience, and the Providence College community is known to love both. This will be the largest painting that I've made so far, so I'm really excited about it. It's also significant because it's the 50th anniversary of the first class of women students at Providence College, and of course I was so excited to participate because painting a basketball court has always been a dream of mine. I also want to show that women can be active participants and leaders in the art and the sports world. So I make paintings and drawings. I also make wearable art and clothing. I do a lot of solar printing where I print with UV sensitive dyes on fabric and textiles. And I also do designing. So one project the last couple of years is I've designed handbags out of basketballs. And it's been a really fun extension out of my studio practice and had a lot of fun and excitement with it. I also love bringing art into unexpected places, so this is an opportunity for me to reach an audience of people who normally wouldn't go to an art gallery or a museum and have an art experience on their local basketball court. I think the project just is really exciting, and it's going to be a lot of fun to work in Providence. In addition to my home court, Providence College students will have the opportunity to get involved. I want to know what inspires them about the city of Providence and the diverse communities that make it a special place. It's important that the finished project is relatable to the community that it serves. We're going to need a lot of help with this project, from getting the word out to on-the-ground research to painting and to celebrating. I also want people to feel like this space is for them and that their voice matters. It is my hope that the students will come away with a new understanding of how creativity, arts, and sports can come together in a new way and make lives a little better and a lot more fun.
Thanks to all the Providence College alums who make the My Home Court initiative and all the beautiful promotion and design that goes with it possible. Indeed, we got to work with some Providence College alums on continuing the My Home Court initiative off the court by commissioning this gorgeous Jim Drain print. Jim Drain was the first artist that we commissioned to do a basketball court at Farganoli Park, which is just a stone's throw away from campus. When we decided to work with Jim again, we asked him to design a print that would be available for our collection, but also to our community, to support future My Home Court projects. So Jim made a project called Triple Dribble. This fine art lithograph is unique because it features what's called a rainbow roll. That's when the roller that the printer uses transitions through several colors at once to make a background. We have several rainbow rolls in one print. You can see a yellow fading into a black. You can see yellow, again, fading through orange, red, and purple, and then blue to red to purple. This print is special for our collection because it incorporates some of those patterns and decorations which express the rich cultural heritage of a location. In this case, Smith Hill, an Elmhurst neighborhood near Providence College's campus. And here we have what could be considered an Italianate checker, this black and gold checker. And then Jim Drain, who's local to Providence, has been well known to use a lot of color and commercial inspiration. So the printmaking aspects have a really crisp, computer-like printed quality. Next, I'm going to show you a few brand new fine art prints that we acquired for the collection just this spring by Elizabeth Atterbury, a Chinese-American artist from Maine, and Sebastian Black, an artist from Europe. If you notice, I wore gloves while I unpacked these works. Whenever we show artwork to our students that isn't in a frame, artists wear gloves, I wear gloves, students wear gloves. It allows students to touch the artworks, to understand their material quality without damaging the artwork. If we get our fingers on the artwork without gloves, the oils from our skin can leave prints that may not show up right now, but in several years, they'll look like stains. So we take extra care when we open artwork. These two prints that I have laid out are by Elizabeth Atterbury. Elizabeth's work is about simple forms and the way that simple forms can communicate so much. We talked about Jim Drain's print and how it communicated or expressed a number of cultural traditions. Elizabeth Atterbury's work does that too. Here she's used some really basic shapes to show you a uniform or a Chinese symbol. This one happens to be kind of like the family crest. It's the symbol in Mandarin that represents her family name. This print is more abstract. It uses elements from the family symbol I just showed you to make a background that could be considered brick, but it's really not. It's just an abstraction of gray rectangles. And then she's pressed in some other shapes that, while referencing the first one, are totally different because they're different colors and in different compositions. These two prints will soon be hung in the center at Moore Hall in an exhibition called Pattern and Abstraction to Express Identity. If you look up close to Elizabeth Atterbury's work, you can see how she's actually used something called letterpress. Letterpress is a process of stamping the paper. So upon closer inspection, you can actually see there's a beautiful texture. The shapes are made not from ink, not from paint, but from other pieces of paper that are pressed into the large piece of paper. another fine art lithograph. A lithograph is made by inking an image onto a stone, a large stone, and pressing it into the paper. It's actually the first form of copying and one of the oldest forms of printmaking. This print by Sebastian Black uses 7 different colors to convey an abstract image. What I find so interesting about this image is that it uses simple shapes layered together to give off the illusion of different art historical periods, specifically the Harlem Renaissance. The Harlem Renaissance happened in the 1920s in New York. It was a period of exponential experimental artwork by Black American artists. It ranged from music to poetry and literature and visual arts. The visual arts, especially painting, incorporated bright colors and loud forms that reference the lights and action of New York City. Sebastian Black references some of those curvilinear and organic forms that the Harlem Renaissance artists love to use in their work. But what's interesting about Sebastian Black's work is that it mixes this art historical visual tradition with something totally contemporary, and that is the high key color palettes of computer screens. For our students, they're able to see how an artist like Sebastian Black is using the past to update ideas about the present. These are 2 screen prints by Uruguayan-born Antonio Corral. We purchased these 2 artworks this spring because they have a really interesting juxtaposition between what is called a still life, an image of a domestic scene, an object sitting in its place, and glitch culture. Glitch culture, which you're all familiar with, is when your computer stops working or some element of technology creates a strange patterning effect in the image. Here you could see a vase of flowers with a series of glitchy patterns behind. And here, the flowers become so abstracted, it's almost like an abstract composition. I'm showing you these 2 works because they demonstrate the tension that artists are able to find and recreate in their work. And also, I think they're an interesting parallel for our days of spending all of our time looking at images online. There's nothing that can replace the art experience in person, but by looking to artists to help us understand our world, we're able to make some interesting poetry, visual poetry that is, out of our current circumstances. The last new artwork I want to tell you about is by Amy Kunad, a Japanese-American artist who lives in New York. Amy's work always incorporates some sort of abstract imagery and religious history imagery. She has worked with cathedrals, religious objects, anything that is incorporated into American religious life. This print, which is a screen print, shows a Quaker-style rug. The reason that we've incorporated this into our collection is because we want to have our students think about the ways that simple forms like lines and circles can come together to create a complex image, but also to think about the ways that communities care for each other using art. The Quaker community often came together to create crafts that helped them care for each other. In winter, they would weave these rugs, not only to make money to support their community, but also to support each other. There was a common tradition of trading rugs among families to try and see the different styles and decorations that they would use, very similar to quilts. We've incorporated this piece into our collection because we want to think about ways that we can support each other, especially in times of crisis like this. How can we use our skills, our knowledge, our exchange with one another to take care of each other and to support our community? With Amy's work, we can think about having done that in the past and how a group can use their unique skills and interests to care for each other. I hope you enjoyed getting a behind-the-scenes look at some of the things Providence College Galleries is working on. If you're interested in finding out more, please visit our website, pcgalleries.providence.edu, to find out about our upcoming exhibitions and programs. Also, I'd like to say thanks to the Alumni Relations Office for inviting me to spend some time with you. It's always a pleasure to get to know and to get to share things with our alumni friends. Go Friars!